And that's the Beyond the Breakouts moment. That moment that you realize that your skin isn't defining your value and your beauty and your ability to connect. Welcome back to Beyond the Breakouts. Today we're diving into something that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, and that is the emotional side of acne. Because it's not just about what shows up on your skin, but it's about how it makes you feel. Some of the topics we're touching on is how acne has affected relationships, whether that's friends or dating or even in a professional setting. If you've ever avoided social settings because of the condition of your skin, and even something a little bit harder is like that guilt or shame that creeps in, even though acne is completely out of your control. In this episode, I want to talk about those moments, the ones that can make you feel small, unseen, or even disconnected, and how we can start to move through them with more confidence, compassion, and understanding. Let's start by talking about how acne can affect more than just your reflection in the mirror. It can shape how you show up in relationships with others and with yourself. When you're dealing with acne, your confidence can take a hit, and you can start to question how others see you and even how you start to see yourself. Acne can make vulnerability feel scary. You might hold back from opening up or even push people away, assuming that they'll judge you. But what's happening underneath is this fear of being seen physically and emotionally. And that fear doesn't just stay inside. It starts to spill over into how we socialize and connect and show up around other people. I have found myself canceling plans because of a breakout, or spent, way too much time in the mirror trying to cover up my skin before leaving the house. I feel like that avoidance can slowly start to isolate you. Like, friends might think you're being flaky or you're tired, and they might not get it. They don't understand. But really, you're just trying to protect yourself from being seen in a moment that feels raw and out of your control. And that protective instinct can even make communication harder, because it's tough to connect authentically when part of you is hiding. On the other side, friends and partners don't always know what to say. They might mean well and say things like it's not that bad or you'll grow out of it, and that can feel minimizing. And when acne starts to get between ourselves and how we're connecting with others, it can then start to have an impact of how we're showing up in love and how we're showing up in intimacy. Dating with acne can feel like you're walking around with one of your biggest insecurities on display. Or you might even avoid being seen without makeup on, or worrying that someone's not going to find you attractive if they get close up. But here's the truth. When you find someone that sees you beyond the surface, it can make that connection that much deeper, because it's about learning that intimacy is not just about perfect skin, right? It's about emotional safety. And these feelings don't just live in our personal lives, they can also spill over into how we're showing up in the professional spaces as well. In a work setting, acne can make you second guess yourself. You might hesitate to speak up in meetings or hold back because you feel less confident in your appearance. I think society still ties professionalism to perfection, and that can add a lot of silent pressure. But I think the more that we talk about it, the more that we can break that link and remind ourselves that confidence is coming from competence, not complexion. And while acne can challenge the way that we connect with others, I think that it can also teach us something powerful about compassion, both for ourselves and for the people around us. Once you start to detach your worth from your skin, something shifts. And I believe that you start to build empathy for yourself, but also for others who feel insecure or unseen. And that's the Beyond the Breakouts moment. That moment that you realize that your skin isn't defining your value and your beauty and your ability to connect. If you've ever felt like your acne has made you feel unseen or disconnected, you are not alone. Healing isn't just about clearing your skin, it's about clearing the shame that came with it and remembering that you are worthy of love and connection and confidence exactly as you are. Please share with anyone you know that is going through their own acne healing journey. Next time, we're going to talk a little bit more about that moment when you decide that you're not going to let acne control you anymore.